The cries of the Israelites pierced the air throughout the land of Egypt. Enslaved and oppressed by Pharaoh, they were brutally forced into hard labor, building cities with bitter tears and bloodied hands. And yet, in the midst of their suffering, a promise from generations past lingered in their hearts. The God of Abraham had not forgotten them. But Pharaoh's cruelty had deepened. Fearing the growing strength of the Hebrew people, he ordered a horrific decree: every newborn Hebrew boy was to be mercilessly thrown into the Nile and killed. It was a dark time, yet even in the profound darkness, God's remarkable plan of deliverance was already unfolding. In this climate of terror, a Levite woman gave birth to a son. She instantly recognized he was a beautiful, special child. But more than that, God's hand was clearly on him. Risking absolutely everything, she hid him in secret for 3 months. When she could no longer conceal him, she did something unthinkable, yet filled with desperate hope. She placed him in a basket woven from papyrus reeds, sealed it meticulously with tar and pitch, and laid it among the reeds of the Nile. A river intended for death now cradled a child destined for life. The baby's older sister stood nearby, watching with anxious hope, witnessing her mother's desperate act of faith. Then, a divine twist of fate unfolded. Pharaoh's daughter came down to bathe in the Nile. Her eye caught the unusual basket. She opened it, and the baby cried. Instantly, her heart was moved with profound compassion. "This is one of the Hebrew babies," she observed. At that crucial moment, the baby's quick-thinking sister stepped forward bravely and offered, "Shall I go and get a Hebrew woman to nurse the baby for you?" Pharaoh's daughter, perhaps recognizing the practical wisdom, agreed. And who did the girl miraculously bring? The baby's own mother. With a mixture of joy and awe, the mother was now miraculously paid to nurse and raise her own son, all while protected under the very roof of Pharaoh's palace. When the child grew older, he was brought back to Pharaoh's daughter, who adopted him as her own and named him Moses, saying, "I drew him out of the water." Thus, God saved Moses through the very river intended to destroy him, and raised him in the household of the king who sought his death. Years passed. Moses grew strong and wise in Pharaoh's opulent courts, but he never forgot his true people. One day, he went out and saw the harsh suffering of the Hebrews. His heart burned with righteous anger as he witnessed an Egyptian brutally beating a Hebrew slave. He looked around, saw no one was watching, and in a moment of passionate rage, he killed the Egyptian, burying him in the sand. The very next day, he saw 2 Hebrews fighting. When he tried to intervene, one of them snapped, "Who made you ruler and judge over us? Are you going to kill me like you killed the Egyptian?" Moses was shocked to his core. The deed was known. Pharaoh heard of it and swiftly sought to kill him. Moses fled for his life into the vast wilderness, into the land of Midian, far from the powerful empire he once called home. In Midian, Moses found respite by a well. There, he witnessed a group of sisters being harassed by aggressive shepherds. Courage stirred in him once more. He rose, defended them with his strength, driving the men away, and helped water their flock. The grateful women returned to their father, Reuel, also called Jethro, who, impressed by Moses' actions, welcomed him into his home. Moses eventually married one of the daughters, Zipporah, and they had a son named Gershom, meaning, "I have become a foreigner in a foreign land." Moses settled into a quiet, pastoral life, seemingly far from the troubles of Egypt. But back in that distant land, the Israelites continued to suffer, and their desperate cries of slavery rose higher and higher. Years passed. Pharaoh died, but the excruciating pain of the people did not end. Their groaning continued, reaching upward. And then, 4 words changed absolutely everything. God heard their groaning. He remembered his solemn covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He looked upon the Israelites, and he was deeply concerned for them. God was not distant. God was moving. And the one he had miraculously preserved from the Nile, the one raised in a palace and now humbly refining in the desert, Moses, would soon become the powerful instrument of Israel's freedom. We've journeyed through the dramatic early life of Moses, witnessing God's miraculous hand at work amidst Pharaoh's tyranny, from a fragile basket on the Nile to the very halls of power, and then into the humbling wilderness. This story isn't just a historical account, it's a testament to divine providence and the unexpected paths God uses for his purposes. Now, let's turn our attention to the source itself. The raw, unfiltered account of these events truly brings to life the desperation, the hope, and the unfolding of God's redemptive plan. Join us now as we open the Holy Bible and present Exodus chapter 2, verse by verse. Let these ancient words speak directly to your heart, offering profound insights and deeper reflections on this foundational chapter in the story of deliverance. The birth of Moses. 2 Now a man of the tribe of Levi married a Levite woman, 2 and she became pregnant and gave birth to a son. When she saw that he was a fine child, she hid him for 3 months. 3 But when she could hide him no longer, she got a papyrus basket for him and coated it with tar and pitch. Then she placed the child in it and put it among the reeds along the bank of the Nile. For his sister stood at a distance to see what would happen to him. 5 Then Pharaoh's daughter went down to the Nile to bathe, and her attendants were walking along the riverbank. She saw the basket among the reeds and sent her female slave to get it. 6 She opened it and saw the baby. He was crying, and she felt sorry for him. "This is one of the Hebrew babies," she said. 7 Then his sister asked Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and get one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you?" 8 Yes, go, she answered. So the girl went and got the baby's mother. 9 Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Take this baby and nurse him for me, and I will pay you." So the woman took the baby and nursed him. 10 When the child grew older, she took him to Pharaoh's daughter and he became her son. She named him Moses, saying, "I drew him out of the water." Moses flees to Midian. 11 One day, after Moses had grown up, he went out to where his own people were and watched them at their hard labor. He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his own people. 12 Looking this way and that and seeing no one, he killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. 13 The next day he went out and saw 2 Hebrews fighting. He asked the one in the wrong, "Why are you hitting your fellow Hebrew?" 14 The man said, "Who made you ruler and judge over us? Are you thinking of killing me as you killed the Egyptian?" Then Moses was afraid and thought, "What I did must have become known." 15 When Pharaoh heard of this, he tried to kill Moses, but Moses fled from Pharaoh and went to live in Midian, where he sat down by a well. 16 Now a priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came to draw water and fill the troughs to water their father's flock. 17 Some shepherds came along and drove them away, but Moses got up and came to their rescue and watered their flock. 18 When the girls returned to Reuel their father, he asked them, "Why have you returned so early today?" 19 They answered, "An Egyptian rescued us from the shepherds. He even drew water for us and watered the flock." 20 And where is he? Reuel asked his daughters. "Why did you leave him? Invite him to have something to eat." 21 Moses agreed to stay with the man, who gave his daughter Zipporah to Moses in marriage. 22 Zipporah gave birth to a son, and Moses named him Gershom, saying, "I have become a foreigner in a foreign land." 23 During that long period, the king of Egypt died. The Israelites groaned in their slavery and cried out, and their cry for help because of their slavery went up to God. 24 God heard their groaning and he remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac and with Jacob. 25 So God looked on the Israelites and was concerned about them. Thank you for watching. We hope this journey through Exodus chapter 2 has deepened your understanding and inspired your faith. If you were moved by Moses' miraculous story, please take a moment to like this video to help us reach more people. Comment below with your thoughts or questions, we'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into biblical narratives and spiritual insights. Turn on notifications so you never miss our new content. Consider joining our community for exclusive content and to support our mission. Your engagement and support mean the world to us. Thank you.